We drop back.
We drop back. It's the 119th. Don't worry about what I previously said, but it is take 4. We even had the clippy thingy. So today we have Aliclaw.
Hello, part 3, 4.
Let me sigh.
I don't even know what's happening anymore. But hi.
And me. Oh.
You
All
just
the
did
awesome
something.
people.
Yeah. And of course there's Q Pencil Case probably fluffing stuff while we don't see her.
Probably.
And accidentally removing comments in the chat apparently.
This is why we can't have nice things. So, this first submission and only submission so far is by Luna Dasher, and it says, "I tried." You totally tried. This is the first step to doing anything. As Jake put it from Adventure Time, sucking at something is the first step to getting sort of good at something. And that's what you're feeling right now. You're like, I'm just not good enough. That's fine. You gotta start somewhere to get somewhere. And what you're doing is beautiful. You've first of all drawn, and then you've reached out for help to get better. You're ticking all the boxes we want.
This is perfect.
I'm clapping for you. I'm proud.
So let's critique this badass horse.
And we'll set you on your way to being Master Pony Artist of Horse Fame.
110% worked. Just look at Fluffy's eye. They started from nothing, and then they drew a horse and became a god.
A fluffy god.
That's good to know. I'll have to look at what options I have to increase the effects of the fluffening. I was gonna use a blue, but I'll go red.
Oh, I have a blue too. I'll go purple.
Wait, I like purple.
Okay, I'll go green.
I know you was red because you're main.
Ooh, I am now green or teal.
Okay, cool. Your eyes are green, so
We're just gonna choose colors. There we go. This took us a while, but it's fine. We'll get there.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna put that head circle on there.
yeah,
Go for it.
that. I'll take these legs.
So, I'll just talk while the two are drawing then. Basically, the one big thing we're going to point out is proportions. I love that face. And there's some simple things you can do to really help you find pony proportions. And one of the big things we do is draw circles. Usually about 3 circles. We got the head, the chest, and the butt circle. Usually the head's the biggest circle because, you know, cute cartoons, big happy heads with cute eyeballs. The chest is smaller, it's probably the smallest circle. And then the butt is also bigger because you gotta have some junk in that trunk. But these are the key elements to making great pony proportion, is utilizing these simple shapes and circles.
Girl, look at all that junk.
Junk inside that trunk.
So I'm just experimenting with the legs here. I don't know if this will work, but I feel almost like they should be bent. So I'm just experimenting. I'm just seeing how this would work, because you know this is an important part of drawing. It's saying maybe to try and get what I'm trying to do, maybe I need to just try and figure something out and try different things, because then you might find something that works better than what you're expecting to do, and it might not work, and I don't think it is. So I might try something else. But this is something. Yes, LD?
No, I'm just laughing at the chat. Don't worry. Continue on.
Okay.
What you're saying
My train of
is
thought was
100%
slowly
right.
melting anyway,
It's-
so it's okay.
Can I just give you a small boop, Zai?
Yes, because this is not. This is.
Your legs are very long.
I'd argue the original legs are very short.
Okay.
True though. I usually do my legs a little bit longer than show style. So
I'll give you that.
again, I was struggling a little, so that's fair.
I'm sorry. It's just no. Vice versa. Vice versa. Living dead. You're wrong.
Oh my gosh, CPC.
Has she
Cute
just
eyeballs.
she just drawn a full picture while we're doodling over this?
Yes, of me sitting on a cute eyeball.
That's often what she does. As I keep continuously losing my cursor again for the 12th time already. Sometimes I have to squiggle just to figure out where my cursor is because it's so hard to see on the screen.
Right?
So with this pose, it's obviously a very actiony pose, and I love that you've taken that initiative to try and to put life into it. She's not just standing. You've done a really good job of trying to say, I'm going to make this character in this pose. She's got her center of gravity. She's got her balance is very spread out with the legs. It's very cool. I like the idea of doing this. It's just you could use some work with positioning the legs. I mean, if you can look past what I've drawn so far and just look back to what you've drawn originally, if you look at where these legs are going, look at where the actual hooves are. Like these two are virtually in the same space. This one is like a little bit over here and to the back from what I see, and this one, again, I lost my cursor. It's like way over in the front. If we were to sort of like arrange a direct line between these things like that. But really, this one shouldn't really be. It's kind of going under the body, because the body realistically should be sort of like here. If we were to go directly under the body, just looking at sort of like how the 3D aspect of it goes, because we have a plane, and at the moment that's kind of hard to figure out here. But what LD's done with the circles of the body, and then what I've done with the legs is sort of establish. Okay, there's the 3D plane going like this, and then you can sort of imagine, okay, so the body is in the middle, and then the legs are going either side of that. This is where I mess up because I am terrible at the back leg, but I hope this sort of gives you an idea of how to figure out like where the legs are going and where things are in the 3D proportion to each other, because it is very important, and it seems like something that's quite daunting, but it doesn't have to be. You can you build up your eye as you go, and you'll find it easier and easier to build up a 3D space as you look at things. So don't be too worried about it. But for the time being, I think a key is looking at where things are in relation to each other, rather than, because it's an important thing to remember to look at the whole, because we can easily get stuck into small details, and then sometimes we miss something glaring. Like if you look at all the legs together and say, hey, this one's too long or this one's too thick compared to the other ones. But sometimes when you look at them together, you can notice these things. So remember to just like look at the big picture sometimes.
All right. So my critique here. So this red circle is the head circle. It's what I set as a standard for figuring or working out the rest of the body. So I have one head circle, two the body circles, and I have this back one. The rump is generally about one head circle tall, maybe slightly smaller. But the front of the body, the chest, is actually smaller than a head. It's about 3/4 of a head circle. So if we work on that one, the legs generally are about one head circle tall if you're doing standard MLP proportions. Your choice and how you want to modify that. Quite often you'll see people stretch out the body a bit and lengthen the legs, and it sort of gives a more horse-like, less adorable horse-like look, without deviating too far from standard MLP. I have just taken your muzzle and pointed it with the rest of the head. And the way we did that is by drawing out this cross across the head, this guy right here. And that has given us a direction to point. We can see right from the center here. We have this line that I drew through, so that should be our center. We can follow it out, and that helps us point what direction that schnozzle's going. And we can draw out the rest of the muzzle from that. Beyond that, all I've done is nothing else. Oh, point the horn. I forgot about the horn. So horns generally stick 45 degrees right off the head, and we can use that that align or the cross that we drew along with the line straight through the middle of the head to help with that. So if we go from the center of the head up 45 degrees through that the cross we drew, we'll get right on the bottom of it. We can draw that circle out and then draw the cone from that. It makes it easy every single time if you're good at projecting in 3D. And if you're not, just fake it till you make it. You know.
Yeah. Like I said, it comes with time.
Yeah. And some people like to roam horns around heads, move them up, move them down, change the direction. Find a style that works for you.
Yeah.
We're just going off standard MLP because people know what that looks like. There's like 8 seasons of the thing and movies and toys galore. It's a pretty standard stamp of a horse.
Yeah, it's like for anything. Like if you wanted to learn how to draw a Dalmatian, we'd tell you to look at Dalmatians. If you want to learn how to draw MLP, we'll start with the source material and then like expand from there. It's always good to have a home base.
I would say figuring out how to do, because it kind of looks a little bit off that the glasses are sort of like so haphazardly tilted on the face, unless they are meant to sort of have been knocked a little bit. You do have great eyes, as LD said, and you've got in the writing there, and you've got this lovely sort of dynamic going on here with the sort of like seeing a little bit of the eye over the glasses. But I was sort of trying to, below the picture, I was sort of trying to figure out this way of making it look more natural, but it's kind of hard to do because Vinyl's glasses are so big. I've actually got them in front of me. I've got the plushies glasses, which are like identical to how they are in the show, so I've got them in front of me as a reference. But it's like how do I do that? So let's draw the eyes first, then try the glasses. But references help a lot, and just sort of trying different things. And if it doesn't work, try again. So maybe you can have like both of the eyes sort of visible. Just a little bit of a crack. So look at how other characters might be shown with like sort of peering out from behind sunglasses or whatever. I mean, you've got like the head tilted down, so that's already kind of like a. I think if I were to imagine like a character looking over the glasses, I'd imagine them sort of tilting their head down. So that works. But it's very hard to figure out, so I don't fault you for like struggling. I think you've done a great job. Even I'm like, I can't really figure out how to make this work on the first try, and I would have to take more attempts. Oh, this program makes no sense. It's like,
you're right.
press the button for the eraser, and then it doesn't give me an eraser.
It does make no sense. It's a completely free app, so thus it makes no money.
What?
Don't worry about it. Anyone else have any critique on this?
Nope.
All right.
I don't.
Anyone else have any art they'd like to submit? Any questions that they have to ask?
Sorry, I remembered something that I did. On just to the side here, I drew this little one because I was sort of. This is called thumbnailing, and basically where you draw in sort of a larger form like this, so that we can get all the details in and actually draw things out properly. But if you're trying to sort of figure out a pose, oftentimes it can help a lot to do this thumbnailing. So what it does is you just sort of trying to work out the pose or the composition of the picture. Like if you had multiple characters, like, oh, hey, there's a Pegasus flying over here. So that way you sort of get to figure out like where everything is in the picture, you know, before you start drawing on the page and realize you run out of room, or before you're trying to work out the pose and you really don't want to rub out that super great looking leg you've drawn just because it's in kind of the wrong place. So like what I've done here as well is shown that it's a good way to practice with exaggeration. So like since she's got her legs kind of spread out, I thought I've drawn it over here on the left, but then I was like, what if I needed to do it more exaggerated? So I did this, and then it's like, okay, so that's nicer then. That's got a much more exaggerated like the way the legs spread out is much broader. So her body is even lower to the ground. Her weight is even further spread out and even more of an actiony sort of ready to pounce kind of pose. And that's because I exaggerate. And you might not want it that intense, but drawing this is sometimes a good way to then figure out, okay, now if I dial it back, I know sort of how to go as far as I want to go. And it's a lot easier to dial back from exaggeration than it is to be cautiously pushing.
Yeah.
So just thought I'd show you that little technique there and hope that helps.
All right. Thank you very much.
Totally cute.
Oh geez. Anyone else have any questions? Any art they'd like to submit? Otherwise, this is going to be probably one of our shortest streams we've ever done.
And it's the 1 week when there's no dice camera action for me to rush off to afterwards.
It gives you time to plan. We'll give people a little while. In the meantime, let's talk about, I don't know what, horses? Anyone you guys enjoying the season so far?
Yeah,
It's fun.
Cool. I love when spoiler and then did you see the spoiler?
Well, I mean, it's not spoil. We set spoiler rules.
not for our actual channel, but like, you know, people are watching and like just decency.
I don't believe in basic decency. I'm a zombie. I love the last episode had the most adorable little things on it.
The little baby hippogriffs.
Yes, so adorable. I was just like, oh.
You see, those drawings are so cute. Please make a chibi librarian character who has glasses way too big for her face. Because this is adorable little sketching.
I think the glasses are supposed to be falling off the face, though. I think that was, yeah. Kind of awkwardly.
Like kind of that. You know what I picture it being like? You know how someone like pulls down their sunglasses and winks at you, like that kind of like movie-esque.
Oh yeah, that's what I was imagining. That's why I was sort of like talking about the tilt the head down, look over the top of the glasses thing. But yeah, the fact they are like deliberately tilted on the face, you might be right.
Mm-hmm.
Whichever way it works.
Experiment to find the way.
I was like trying to see if there was anything that I needed deep on before the stream. I did not have anything because I have not been drawing much lately. Or I've drawn stuff that I actually really like and don't need critique.
What is art?
The only one was trying to figure out an umbrella, and I still haven't done that yet, but I don't know.
Alright, well,
need to get more references.
we haven't got any response.
There's only one person that is not us
That's fair.
in the stream.
So Stratodraw.
They're no longer here.
Oh no!
Oh
Who is Ventorian? We're gonna be all sorts of creepy now. Shouty out. Shout. Yes. Sup, dog.
Future YouTube viewers, like, come see our streams every Tuesday, and you can join in with us and give us your pictures live, and then we can avoid this situation where we only have one picture, and we can chat to you.
I've got all sorts of creepy and Googled their name, and I can confirm they draw horses.
Yay.
We got some cute horses. Some very cute horses.
Horse.
Good.
All right. Well, instead of just sitting in silence, I think we'll call it. Congratulations. Time that is 19 minutes and 34 seconds. However, we did have 2.5 false starts.
Wow.
Wow, this is impressive. Then this is like really impressive.
We will try. We like try to drag it out as long as possible, and it's still like a record time. It's like not a good record either.
Yep, that is our life now. Well, thank you all for coming.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank our lovely hosts over here.
You know, the
Hostess.
Zom and the Fluffy.
The fluffy line? Yes, thank you, Ali.
God damn it.
And we'll
And Huon, sponsor us.
Huon, yes, please sponsor us. We need to get CPC and some other people some drawing tablets up in here.
Yes.
I noticed no one got me the marketing representative from Huon, so I'm gonna have to do some Googling. Talk to y'all later.
We can do it. I believe in us. Bye-bye.